Welcome back to the long 15 in Fallout New Vegas. We just came out of this tent, I believe. Looks like we got a mess hall we can investigate as we continue to make our way through Fort Westin.
Hey, you
Corporal
don't look like a
Morris.
trooper. This is a mess hall for the troops.
Interesting. I want to test your recipes and see if I can learn from you. The spread here looks amazing.
Kissing ass will get you very far in this kitchen. What'll it be?
Okay. Well, I guess that's just a check to get you into the vendor thing? It was that easy?
Hey, better than letting it go to waste. I end up throwing out perfectly good food half the time. The administration sends us enough rations for a full base, but with troops getting transferred into the Mojave so often, we're rarely fully manned. I appreciate you being honest, and the extra cash might help me save up for a little R&R in Baker. Might go underground, if you catch my drift.
Underground?
Come on, like you don't know? The Black Chip? They got a whole underground casino under the pawn shop. Not like they're real secretive about it, with people going in and out all day and night. Last time I went in there, I lost half my paycheck. I'm ready to win it back.
I love gambling. Casinos hate me.
That makes one of us. They love me and my money.
That's fun. That's a luck check since that heavily influences your success in the casinos in this game. Isn't that illegal?
Gambling is all about the thrill of the risk. That just makes it more exciting.
True, I suppose. Okay. Let's take a look at the inventory first.
Serve you up some slop.
Just out of curiosity, yeah. Just a little bit of food. Need any help?
Help? Hell no. Life is good here. The Baron to the south sells us lots of food, and when we're lucky, we can buy in bulk from the Baker restaurants. All that on top of our normal rations means our troops get their pick of fresh produce. Can't say the same for those poor suckers on the front line.
You got a lot of food here. If you could start donating to some of the other bases.
I don't see why not. Maybe you can talk to the quartermaster and make it happen. Don't let it take too much, though. Just the extra food we'd otherwise toss out. We can spare about 200 pounds per week. No more than that.
Do we think that's a relevant number? I guess we'll add a... I'll write it down. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Corporal Morris. Head
It seems like the dumb to ask that last, but...
I've been serving slop to poor bastards back west for almost 6 years now. I got stationed here right before Royas did, not too long ago. We have the best supplies I've seen. No slop here.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, one thing I want to do real quick. I was just thinking about this. The voices seem a little on the quiet side. I don't know if that's a mod audio balancing thing. Let's stick it up a couple notches. Compensate maybe if it is the mod audio between like making the voice lines here a little louder without making any base game stuff too loud. I mean, we're probably not going to see any base game stuff in this playthrough, right? But like, just in case. Got a regular cleaver, a regular knife. Yeah, I don't see if there's anything interesting here beyond what we've already picked up. Alright. Quartermaster, eh? Have we seen a quartermaster? I feel like we haven't. But I feel like there was a building that could have been the place the quartermaster would have been. Okay, we got the barracks here. Let me in. Okay. Let's check out the barracks. Peek a little bit. Oh, about that gun. Not that gun, but about the gun that we had. I don't think I have it in my inventory. I gave it to Boone here. This 22 revolver. Two things I learned about this. One, this is from the Fallout 3 weapon mod. This is the 33 revolver or whatever, or 32 revolver. from Fallout 3, but then they changed it to 22 in the mod because the ammo type or whatever wasn't available otherwise. So that's where this is from. That's why I didn't recognize this as a Fallout 3 weapon, is because it's been renamed and retooled from that. Two, this actually works with Cowboy. The way I figured that out is I went ahead, loaded one of my other characters. Oh, interesting. You almost never see NCR money just like on the ground. Cool. Anyway, yeah, I went and grabbed one of my other characters that does not have Cowboy. I force spawned in the gun, checked the damage value, and then I gave myself the Cowboy perk with the console and checked the damage value, and it did scale. So that's pretty cool that the mod is actually configured to work. Presumably that means it would work with any lever actions that come in from the Fallout 3 mod, of which I do think there is a unique, like a replica repeater, I think is what they call it. That's just like it's Lincoln's repeater from Fallout 3, the iconic, you know, lever action rifle, but retooled because logically it shouldn't be Lincoln's repeater in the context of New Vegas. Okay. Bunch of stealable crafting stuff, but nothing for us. At least not right now. We've got MPs. BBs. Interesting choice. A flare gun. Okay. Okay, we got this building here. Then we got like a more proper barracks there up the hill. Let's check this tower quick. And then we'll make our way... Ugh. Oh, that didn't work very well. You little fucker. Get out of my way. I'm guessing there's nothing here either at this tower, which makes this all the more annoying that that guy got in my way. Yeah, not enterable. Okay. Let me out of here. Or have we been in this building? No, this is control room. Private Jill.
Oh, hey. I've heard of you. You're that big shot from the Mojave. What the hell are you doing in this dump?
Interesting. We had a couple of different things. One, I'm looking for work.
Well, I don't have any work. You want work? Try the Colonel. Or Ranger Bell.
Who are you?
Private Jill McIntyre. Nice to meet you.
What do you think of Westin?
This is the actual worst place you could be stationed. And that's a fact. That is...
You want to go to Forlorn Hope? We'll send you to Forlorn Hope.
Here. You want to know what I do? I wake up, I drill, I patrol, I go to sleep. I do that every day. I mean, I haven't even been able to shoot a damn rat scorpion, which is about the only thing that passes for entertainment around here.
What do you do for entertainment? Actually, at least this isn't a combat posting, yeah. Well, what do you do for entertainment?
Oh, you know, stuff.
Okay, you're the Vandal. At least it's not a combat posting.
If a Legion sharpshooter blew my head off, it would be an improvement over doing nothing but drilling.
Easy to say
I
that now.
honestly prefer a combat posting.
I had other questions.
Well, might as well talk a while longer, because there's nothing to do here.
Look at the person who broke the toilets for Sergeant Parks.
Well, I don't know anything about cherry bombs. Sorry.
I never mentioned cherry bombs.
It's the only way to blow up a toilet, idiot. Don't go try and accuse me of knowing stuff.
We both know you're caught in a lie. Better to fess up and admit it.
Fine, alright, I did it. What do you want? An apology? You won't get one. You should have seen it. It was fucking hilarious. Manzanares took a huge shit in the toilet and forgot to flush, and it was stinking up the whole barracks. I tossed the bomb in and jumped back in bed in record time, and shit went everywhere. I had to pretend I was dying from the smell to hide how hard I was laughing.
Uh, heard enough. I'm turning you in.
I don't really see the big deal. I only blew up one.
You're destroying military property. I'm afraid I can't condone that. We're in a war footing right now. That's a waste of resources. Okay, so that's the armory. Were we in the armory? Was this the one that looked like the... No, we haven't been here. This is a different place. Lieutenant Evelyn Rourke.
Are you here to pick up the 556 shipment? Or are you bringing me those MP helmets I ordered?
Neither?
Oh, sorry. A bit underwater here. How can I help you?
You seem a little stressed.
Stressed? Oh no, never stressed. I mean, sure, we're overseeing the supply of food and equipment to thousands of troopers on the front. Troopers who will starve or run out of ammo if I don't do my job. But stressed? Never.
You in charge of logistics?
In charge? Oh, sure. Technically. But between requisition forms, inventory counts, and memos asking for more ammo than we even have, it's more like the supplies are in charge of me.
Okay. What's the supply sitch?
Hard to say. I'm about 2 weeks behind on deliveries, but that's mostly because we have more supplies here than we have troopers to move it.
You make weapons?
We don't make them, but we are in charge of assembly and repairs, among many other things. My troopers are working around the clock fixing damaged gear, sending it to the Mojave, and re-receiving it damaged 2 weeks later. It never ends.
Morris offered 200 pounds of surplus food per week to troops on the front line.
No kidding. Really? Wow, that's the best news I've heard in weeks. Tell him I said thank you. I'd thank him myself, but I'm too busy.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
I really felt like there was going to be more there. Like she really needed more help than was immediately offering. Ooh, anything new? Combat trooper armor. That could be new combat trooper armor. Hard to say. Okay, I have no ammo to break down. Salvage power helmet. Do I have... Ah, yes. Might as well do that. Consolidate these in inventory space, I guess. Going on in the bank. What do we got, boys? We got... I guess these are meant to be ammo presses or something.
Stay safe out there.
That's your trooper. I mean, it feels like a proper little workshop. I can really appreciate the effort made in setting this up, you know? Taking existing assets like the workbenches and throwing some stuff on top to make it look like it's being used. Okay, let's swing back to the mess hall, talk to the guy, let him know they're happy because maybe there's something there. We did get another follow-up note. Otherwise, I wouldn't have really thought much of it.
Good afternoon.
Back again? Looking to buy...
I let Lieutenant Rourke know you give her 200 pounds of excess food.
Thanks for putting in a good word with the quartermaster for me. They'll probably bump my pay after this. The black chip won't know what hit them.
Alright. Fame gained. Completely and utterly irrelevant gaining fame, since we're already, like, you know, maxed out, but...
You ever think about how we're
it still demonstrates, you know, that we're working for the NCR war effort here, you know? We're improving the standing of the, of ourselves and of the army. So, it's exactly my goal. Command tower requires key. Rushing waters. And a command tower door that we can actually enter. Let's talk to you.
Hey, I'm Rushing Waters. Welcome to Fort Westin.
I like your
Trouble,
consumable.
and I'll make you dead. If you have actual concerns, talk to Colonel Royez. He's inside.
Rushing waters is an unusual name.
Not where I'm from.
Where are you from?
The beautiful blue rivers and green forests of Toyabe. far to the northeast of here in Nevada.
Quite the armor you got there.
It's the armor of a desert ranger. Or, well, mine is. But some of the NCR's other veteran rangers wear them too. We used to be a different tribe, but we've joined up with the Bear.
Tell me about the Desert Rangers.
There's a lot to say. A lot of history in that name. We're older than the Legion, than the NCR, even the Great War. But I'll give you the short version. Our tribe believes in combat excellence, brotherhood, and the right of people to be free from danger, want, and control. The Rangers were a great tribe, with clans in every state in the Old Southwest. If a ranger visited your town, you just knew that your luck was about to change. Our luck ran out 10 years ago. The Legion spooked the command and they fled to the Bear and signed a treaty to bring us into the NCR.
So the Rangers fought the Legion?
I never met them. I was in Utah for all 7 years we fought them. A lot of my brothers and sisters did, though. Told me that the Legion just kept coming. I guess I can see why we signed the treaty if that was the case.
Why did the Rangers lose? Why did the Rangers lose to the Legion?
Not sure, really. The way you hear the other Rangers talk, you'd think they were winning. I guess there were just too many of them.
Yeah, sometimes all you need is numbers. Are there other Desert Rangers here?
Not right now, but not too long ago they killed El Desollador Carne in Baja. Mission accomplished, I guess. Guy's not even the top ghost. Anyways, a bunch of them just passed through here on the way to the Mojave.
Saw a big old statue of some Rangers to the east of here.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Never seen it before, though. It's where the treaty was signed.
I had other questions. Is this not already what we were doing? Tell me about the Desert Rangers?
Did you have other questions?
Okay, yeah. Never mind. Questions about you. Why did my...
It's not like this base is going to be under attack.
Whoa, hold on. Technical difficulties. Shit being weird. Are we... Okay, that was... Okay, I just had a window disappear spontaneously. That occasionally happens when I'm playing New Vegas. Like, things in the background. Like, I play New Vegas windowed, and sometimes things in the background will react to something I do in the game. This is especially noticeable with mouse scrolling. Like, if I have a YouTube video playing in the back, and I'm, like, playing New Vegas for fun, and I scroll my mouse wheel, it will scroll up and down on the YouTube video pretty consistently. In this case, like, the OBS recording software, like, minimized in the background behind the game window, which is not something I've typically seen, but, you know, I've obviously not been recording New Vegas since I've added all these mods. This is the, you know, the first time we've come back to the series. What are you doing here?
A deeply complicated existential question. I do not know. It's not because I'm needed here. It's certainly not because I want to be here. The actual reason is because of the Colonel's little Sierra campaign to the north. He wanted someone with a history with the 80s. So, I got pulled west from my normal work in eastern Nevada to be his guide. Then, the Colonel brings me in one day and says that we've been redeployed here with no warning.
I do like the, we're getting a little bit more about, like, the larger picture of, like, the NCR in the context of New Vegas from this mod, which is fun. They talked about Baja, I like that. A little more, you know, discussion about, like, the Desert Rangers. These are all things that are, like, you know, part of the backstory of the game. They're in the game, but they're not as in the forefront, right? A lot of your interaction with the NCR and base game is, you know, doing tasks for them, not so much doing tasks for the local NCR, not so much getting a sense of the larger, broader picture of the greater distribution of the NCR, what the rest of the nation's doing. So I'm very interested in, like, this lore here, even though it's coming from a mod, you know. What were you doing in Eastern Nevada?
The Bears got designs on conquering all that space to the north of Vegas. So they have little outreach groups to find out what problems there are going to be when they commit to that. Sometimes they send a ranger like me to help out.
What are the 80s? What's your history there?
A huge roving raider tribe that dominates the I-80. Not sure if they were named after the interstate or the other way around. I once recovered the bodies and motorcycles of a band and brought them back to their camp by myself. That was very important to them. I was named a Bubba, and they promised me that they would always view me as one of their own.
Interesting. So they're more like kind of like the cons, biker coded, which you do before the treaty. Okay. Also, want to say, talking here about motorcycles and then like the NCR Jeeps in the camp and stuff. Fallout 5 needs functional vehicles. Like it just does. If we get another mainline Fallout game that doesn't have functional vehicles, like what are you even doing? Above and beyond obviously vertibirds, which are in Fallout 4. Like ground vehicles. Like Fallout 4, the context of that, and the same with Fallout 3, where they're like the East Coast is pretty decimated. There's not really any substantial organized, military presence beyond like, the Brotherhood of Steel rolling in, which is obviously all like vertibirds and power armor, not so much, ground vehicles. But if you do a Fallout game on the West Coast again, and there's not vehicles, like, it feels like you're really missing something. Like New Vegas really should have had vehicles. To like, nothing would sell the functionality of the NCR more than them actually having functional, Jeeps and stuff. What'd you do before the treaty?
I came of age during the Legion War and was sent to make sure the guns kept flowing from New Cannon to the south. I managed to unite the Mormons, the tribes, the Rangers, and even some of the 80s into a great alliance. We defeated the Bone Dancers at Park City and took Wendover from the 80s. I mediated a treaty with the rest of the 80s. It was the safest Utah had ever been. Then we signed the treaty with the NCR. The Rangers were pulled west from everywhere. My understanding was the Alliance collapsed without us there. A damn shame.
Utah's kind of fucked at this point in time, right? Like the New Canaan got attacked or whatever, right? Do you like being part of the NCR?
No.
No. Why not?
The bear is a demanding beast. They want everything, they want it now, and they don't care who they have to hurt to get it. All that power over all that land, it's bound to go bad eventually.
I think the NCR is the best hope for the wasteland.
I would keep that to yourself if you ever meet other rangers. It's a touchy subject. I do think some good can come out of it. Maybe.
It just needs to be, some corruption needs to be purged. That's all. You don't need to destroy the whole organization. Tell me about Royez.
He's a good commander hemmed by bad leadership. The Sierra campaign was a simple, solid, well-done operation. But he is a boss that I never had to answer to before. His rangers and my rangers are different. I do feel listened to, but I don't think his bosses are listening to him.
Exactly,
They call
that's
him Memo
right.
because they don't want to mispronounce Guillermo. He hates that nickname. If his bosses can't even get his name right, then just forget it.
Yeah. I, much like I do with the current political climate, I support the NCR as an organization in terms of their goals, but the upper echelons of leadership gotta go. I'll root around in your garbage real quick. I like that the garbage cans are not generally stealing. That's not as true for base game, I think. I think generally in base game, any room you're in where like everything is stealing would include the garbage cans. So I like that detail. Some very nice turrets you got there. It looks like some regular books. I don't see anything special. T-45 helmet, perhaps a war trophy. All right. Oh, and a basement, yes. That I found by walking into it. All right, let's talk to Royez.
This is Fort Westin. You're not a trooper. Do you have business here?
Let's see. I'm assisting a caravaneer named Elias Turner out of west of the hub. Can you help him?
I don't typically provide military travel passes to civilians. You'll need to go through the proper channels to help your friend. Try the DRC.
Okay.
Very well. If
I
you're
should
looking
just skip
for
the
more
dialogue.
work,
That's against
come
policy.
see me after you help your friend. We may be able to work together if you can prove your resourcefulness. Hello again.
I'm looking to help out around the base.
I recognize the hero who killed Kaisar.
Oh, cool.
You're a big jobs person, and I do have a big job for you.
I love when like you get stuff like that, like recognizing that Kaisar is dead. Give me a rundown of the situation.
General Marks received troop transfer request earlier this month regarding local instability and the reemergence of raiders in this sector. Most of my attempts at gathering intelligence indicate that 2 individuals, Frick Stanton and Morton Stone are at the center of it. Despite our best efforts, details have been hard to come by, so I'm hoping for a fresh set of eyes on this. Specifically, I want you to approach Mr. Stanton in his villa to the south, and Mr. Stone at the town hall. See how they're involved and return to me as soon as you find anything.
Okay, there's some
And let me be
reconnaissance.
clear. I want you to avoid violence at all costs. If it's necessary to use it, it will be my decision, not yours. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yeah.
Return to me once you've gathered information on both Mr. Stanton and Mr. Morton. Hello again.
Okay, well, there was some other clarification stuff that I probably should have asked first, so my bad. Tell me about the NCR.
I took an oath to its constitution. I did that because I believe the new California
Exactly.
Republic is the single best hope for peace and stability in the wasteland. Its victory over the wasteland will symbolize an end to the apocalypse and the dawn of a new, better world. A world where its soldiers will be able to rest easy and let the people run themselves. One where there's no masters and no slaves. I truly believe that, even despite all of its flaws.
What are those? Oh, interesting. Very interesting. There's the NCR is perfect, like the patriot true believer, like over the top one, or the nah fuck that anti-NCR one. I'm gonna go with what flaws are those.
That's up for you to decide. Sorry, I'm not interested in discussing politics.
Fair. How goes the war?
The Brotherhood recently punched a hole through our investment near Lost Hills, but they were taken out in a pitched battle along NCR Grand Route 5. It speaks to increasing desperation and indicates that the siege is working. Still, there seems to be no indication that the stalemate is going to be broken anytime this year.
The NCR's at war with the Brotherhood?
Not from the NCR? Or just uninformed? Now, I suppose it doesn't matter. The answer is yes.
What's the background behind this war with the Brotherhood?
A lot of reasons. None of them particularly good. The biggest one is leadership. The current Brotherhood Council of Elders is increasingly unresponsive to negotiations. Of course, neither is our... All I can say is that it's a shame that the war's been going on for so long.
Yeah, nobody wants
And
to
I will
work
be
together.
happy when it ends.
Do you know about the Brotherhood and the Mojave?
We recently signed a ceasefire with them. Good news to say the least. They'll certainly be very helpful against the Legion, and maybe it's the beginning of renewed negotiations back west.
Yeah, so like a different chapter. I just wanted to be clear on that. I was thinking about Sears' Legion, though, too.
It's the junior conflict to our war with the Brotherhood in terms of resources allocated.
Hmm.
But the reports are troubling. They indicate a ruthless, fanatical, well-trained army that is only increasing in number and boldness. We're more than holding our own in the Sonora, but the Legion looks like it's on track to take the dam. If that happens, then this place will become a combat zone.
Yeah, so this is tying into the general issue, supply issue with the Mojave NCR being, undermanned and undersupplied to actually properly take the dam from the Legion, right? This Brotherhood conflict, which I don't know if that's mentioned in the base game. I don't remember that. It's kind of explaining that, at least, right? They got other shit going on. So even though they need more support with the Legion conflict in the Mojave, they're not getting it. Nice. Careless talk costs lives. Okay. Alright, let's look at the quest here. Determine if Frick Stan's planning something. Determine if Mayor Morton is planning something. I really should ask more questions about these two. I don't have a good idea of what to, expect from them. I'm sure once we talk to them, we'll get a better idea of what they're up to, but I definitely should have gotten more intel there. I didn't really I should have not, you know, immediately went with the thing. All right, let's turn in Jill. Oh yeah, actually we got those other buildings up the hill to check out too. These like more proper barracks. Yeah, or actually just barracks. Also, little water tanker trailer. We'll poke our head in here. Probably nothing, but we'll make a quick run through. Definitely a lot of theftable things. Of course, with our playthrough, we are minimizing stealing kind of on a few different, you know, principles. One being that there's the exploded toilet. I was very curious about that with a cherry bomb left over. Fun. Generally speaking, stealing in this game gives you too much stuff. We don't use vendors and we don't steal, and that makes the gameplay much more centered around scavenging resources, which I find to be fun. I really like scavenging. Beyond a second level of the not stealing thing, above and beyond that, is I don't want to steal from specifically the NCR. I will, however, of course, steal any skill books we find. That's the exception. Because I like skill points. Cigarettes in the bookcase? Sure, man. I like that the barracks building here is like decently clean. Of course, a common critique of like Fallout 4 and 3 and whatnot is like everything is still an unlooted shithole. And New Vegas always did a little bit better job of feeling like things are actually properly lived in, like, i.e. not a complete shithole. People can clean up after themselves and would. So I always like seeing that aesthetic mixed in with like the ruined stuff, you know? Okay, where are we turning in Lady? Sergeant Park's tent over there. Barracks, vertebrate repair shop, the armory, command tower. Just checking the interior cells here. Yeah, it's everything. Alright.
Welcome back.
Private Jill is the vandal you've been looking for.
Do you have anything to back up those claims?
She confessed.
She confessed? Well, that was stupid. I've had enough of her antics. I'm having her sent to Camp McCarran effective immediately. I guarantee she won't complain about being bored again. Sounds like we might have a bit of a morale problem on base. Would you be up to potentially helping with that?
Yeah, you got it, man.
Well, that's good to hear. I've been trying to work with that librarian Baker to get the troops some coffee, but I haven't had time to get over there. Here, take this order note over there. We'll see if we can give the troopers something to look forward to in the morning.
All right. What about letting them spice up the training exercises to improve readiness?
I'm listening.
Let the troopers see some action, even if it's on a small scale. Let them patrol the main road. I think that seems good.
I like it. I'll let the troopers walk the southeast gap between I-15 and the construction site. It's never really caused us any issues, but maybe killing a few ants will make them feel like they're still part of the mission.
All right. See ya. Okay, I completed that quest. That was specifically the oh, maybe that replaced the coffee? Or maybe this is all ancillary to this in general. Maybe the quest was done with the cherry bombing. Well, we'll try to remember to still check on the coffee, of course. Okay, well, next. So this is like probably our main quest line. Find a functional vertebrate rotor. Warn about using political influence. Frick about bribing. Speak to the sheriff to report identity theft. Speak to Millicent. Secure permission. Let's look at this one again. So we are here. That's Stanton. That's the town hall. So that's the mayor. So the sheriff's probably like over here or over here. And the other one would be the Department of Commerce or whatever. We could do this. Wild Blue Yonder. That's going to be back behind us, following the overpass, kind of. Maybe? Can I follow this overpass here? You know, I wouldn't mind getting out in the field and doing a little bit of combat. Yeah, so my question would be, is it out that way, or do I go that way? Or maybe both. It looks like maybe there's like a pass here. Let's go this way. Alright, guys. We got the larger power armor mod, Titans of the New West or whatever. Make the power armor feel a little more impressive and a little more in line with okay, yeah, this will work. With Fallout 4. This is probably overkill, but you know, whatever. Okay, we got a building over there down the highway. Look what we got. Ants and iguanas. Don't feel any need to go hunting. I wonder, this overpass touching the ground here, could be stuff if we go further up it. Okay, that's an NCR post there. We got kind of the little construction camp here. Alright, what we got going on up here?
Evening. We're making progress, huh? Yeah. Sure. And I'm the president of the NCR.
So we're, what, repairing this as a, essentially a transit point?
How's it going?
What's the overpass contract entail? Let's start with who are you?
Name's O'Higgins. I'm a worker here at the overpass.
So, what's the overpass contract entail?
Well, basically, I have to put in 6 years of labor on this project. In exchange, I get room, board, and meals. The paycheck comes every 3rd month. It's an okay job, especially since the foreman doesn't really push us to finish the work, and we get paid regardless. So I don't have to do anything in order to support my family back west.
You only get paid once every 3 months?
Well, I got paid once a month when I first started, but then... yeah, now that you mention it, that is kind of weird.
What?
Now that I think about it, Lou was talking about stolen wages the other day. I was kind of tuning it out because she's always talking about that stuff. I really like this gig. I don't want to cause any issues, you know.
Interesting. How long you been a construction worker?
4 years. I'm on a 6-year contract to help build the overpass. Before that, I was a janitor and animal feeder at the Hub Zoo.
You worked at a zoo?
That's right. It was pretty cool because I like animals, and I mean, Night Stalkers are scary to other people, but I don't know how anyone can resist giving them belly rubs. I never had a problem with them. The pay and hours kind of sucked, though. City Hall kept cutting the budget, but I think they started turning around now. Hope so, at least.
So, how come you're not working?
Because I don't gotta. I'm on break right now.
It'll probably last a couple hours. And I got a couple more breaks lined up later.
That seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, probably. But I don't really care.
Alright, see ya.
Goodbye.
Okay, so there was the other person he mentioned that was talking about wage theft. We should probably... A torturer's mask. Okay. I'll take this turpentine. Don't mind if I do. It's not stealing. Therefore, it is available. So you were a construction worker, you were a construction worker, you're a construction worker. Maybe somebody further up here? Or maybe back down at the camp at the foot of the overpass. So they're definitely, like, they're putting up, like, some new supports and platforms here. Securing the debris, I suppose. Oops. Part of, I guess, the general improvement in infrastructure in NCR territory, sure. But also, of course, not very efficient. What with them slacking off over there. I'll take the free construction hat, I guess. That's base game. I remember those. But I can always use it for a repair job. Actually, I have no idea what condition my gear is in. Okay, pretty good. Sequoia could use a repair, but not quite yet. No, there's a nice aerial view of the camp. I wonder if this goes somewhere. Or if this is all just kind of for fun. I like the tree growing up here. That's nice. I don't... Okay, I have a plant overhaul mod installed. I don't know if it would affect the Long 15. Because obviously, you know, it's separate from that. But as a result, I actually don't know if these trees are part of Long 15 or part of that other mod. And, like, it's just because the asset's been replaced that they get dragged in here, maybe. Either way, I did like that tree growing up into the overpass. That was fun. Aesthetically interesting. So we got a construction crew on this side.
Hey. How's it going?
Worker, worker.
We're, making progress, huh? Yeah.
Look,
I like
it's
the green.
real simple.
And I'm the president of
We
the
work too fast. We finish the job. We finish the job. We lose the job.
Yeah, well, that's very unfortunate, but, like, that's why somebody needs to be in charge of this shit and make you stick to it. One would be stealing. Interesting. It's inconsistent, but that's fine. State Route 127 North Tunnel.
Hey, stay back from the tunnel. There's an ongoing search and rescue operation underway. For your own safety, I need to ask you not to go any further.
What happened?
We aren't entirely sure. This tunnel's been blocked by debris for years, and the thing just seems to go on forever. About a month ago, our drilling crews finally broke through, and an expeditionary force was sent in to see what was up ahead. Their mission was to punch through to Death Valley and open a connecting route north, but it's been radio silent since they entered.
How large was the force?
At least 40 troopers. You don't have to say anything. I know, the odds of them all being fine are probably quite low.
I'm not going to criticize... Well, you know what? No, what the hell is taking so long to get to them?
They were expected to be gone for a while, and radio signals may be impossible to transmit in there, depending how far it goes. A red flag went up after 2 weeks. That's when their truck should have returned for a resupply if they needed it. My unit didn't hear about this until a week after that, and we had to be rerouted from SR ops in the Sierras. I immediately sent my 4 best troopers into the tunnel, armed to the teeth with combat kits, but it's a long tunnel and they went on foot.
SNR ops?
Combat search and rescue operations. When troopers go missing or are stranded behind enemy lines, they send us to get them out. We're usually the last squad to pull out of hot zones, and the first to go in if anything happens to NCR scouts. First in, last out. It's a dangerous job.
I mean, I'd be willing to investigate the tunnel.
I won't authorize something like that. My orders are not to let anyone through this tunnel. You'll need to speak to Sergeant Parks at Fort Westin to get permission first. He's been overseeing troop movements and handling PR for this incident.
I'm well known among the NCR. Let me help you find your lost troops.
Yeah, I've heard of you. Fine, go ahead. But make sure you go in well armed. Whatever's in there was able to make 40 troopers disappear.
Exciting! Combat.
Prepare for the worst.
Okay. Unfortunately, this is going to have to wait for next time. On account of, you know, we're at the end of the episode. We're going to poke our head over here quick.
Stay safe.
Generic trooper. Generic trooper. Little tent. Got an outhouse out back. With a $5 bill. Okay. Yeah, so we'd have probably been able to cycle around to this side of the overpass from ground level 2. Okay. Oh, there's the thermometer that one guy talked about in episode 1. So that's like Baker proper. Still getting used to like the size. Yeah, that's this like area here. Still getting used to the general size of the map. Alright, let's wrap it up here. Next time, the tunnel awaits.